mana I ngā reo, I Ngātoro-i-rangi tira, e hui mai nei I tēnei wā, e nā koutou, I tautoko ana au, I ngā kōrero, I ngā mihi, tēnā rā koutou katoa. My journey on this kaupapa began in late 2015. The hui was called to discuss the roundabout development and the potential of significant artwork. At this hui, it was attended by Taparoto Nicholson, Koro Fugel, Eugene Kara, Cuts Maihi, and myself. Tapa at the time laid out the various kaupapa that we should focus on. The Te Aroha narrative of the origins of geothermal, the local natural environment, education, industry, tourism. And I remember thinking at the time, gee, that's a big kaupapa, there's a lot to incorporate into this mahi. I would like to acknowledge at this time Taparoto and Koro for their mentorship for this project and for myself in my role as Tumu of Te Taka. And as a group, we discussed the various concepts, including a vortex type form. We then went away individually to develop our ideas. Interestingly enough, my first proposed concept was a customary po type form that was rejected by my boss at the time, Carl Johnston, and was encouraged to work on a more contemporary concept. So I went away and I revisited the vortex concept, which references the eruption of Te Putu geyser as the steam comes up. It comes up in a vortex type fashion. So I took that as my starting point to build and to incorporate other kōrero and kaupapa around that, such as mana whenua, kaitiaki o te whenua, ahi kā, the home fires, where there's, all of the people that have come here, Te Aroha iwi, and then all of the other people of the community that call this place home and invite their home fires here now. I wanted to make it as inclusive as possible to start with. Knowledge and learning, honouring the legacy of those who have come before us and have shaped the region, and many more bits and pieces I've tried to incorporate into the kōrero, into the kaupapa of this piece. Initially there was only one vortex, and then Lance Nutter, our designer at the time, when he came to put the proposal together, he added the second vortex into that one. Which sort of really highlights to me that even though I became lead of the project, there was many other people that had influences into whether it was the kōrero, the concepts, and the actual visual imagery as well. And then I just tried to build that into it, work with it, and Haere Tonu into kaupapa. And then another person that I'd really like to mention that had a huge impact and input into this project was Derek Kawiti, lecturer of design and architecture at Victoria University. He was instrumental in transferring my sketches and drawings into a digital format. And in doing so, Derek added other features that were incorporated into the overall design and has been a huge part of this project. Unfortunately, Derek can't be here today, but tino nui te mihi atu ki aia. I want to acknowledge the support that I've received from the wider Tumu, Tupuia and NZMACI team, our CEO Tim Kossar, project manager Nick Dallimore, the Pauapo, Tauira, and staff, koutou katoa, ai I āwhina I au, it's a privilege to be part of the New Zealand Māori Arts and Crafts legacy and kaupapa. I would like to acknowledge the two main initial founders and funders of this project, Te Waka Kotahi, NZTA, and the Rotorua Lakes Council, for providing the opportunity to create an artwork of this scale and significance. I personally think that you both should be commended for your vision. I think your consideration of the environment, arts and culture, mana whenua is world leading and should be encouraged and congratulated. To all at council, Mayor Stevie, reminds that day when we came for that second pitch and everybody was addressing you and I was so nervous, I think I called you Your Majesty. I remember you commenting on it, but I was just so nervous at the time. But all at council, councillors, Stuart Brown, Mark, the arts team, cultural advisors, media and comms, and all those who contributed to the interpretation panels, na mihi nui kia koutou. I would like to acknowledge Kuwa Whaibitu, the owners, Craig, Will, Laz, and a special mention to all those who physically built Te Ahi Tupia. Barry, Danny, David, Fiona, Delwyn Marie, Michael, Shane, Zane, and Richie. Thank you all so much for the hands that built Te Ahi Tupia. You guys came on board when the project was literally floundering. And you came on board at a time when it was literally floundering, and you know, saved the day, really. And I just want to acknowledge the courage that took, you know, to take on a project of this complexity. You know, so I just really want to acknowledge that, Craig, for stepping up into the owners and to everybody involved, you know, your part to bring this to fruition. Really just want to acknowledge that. And it was a big positive to have it manufactured locally and with incorporation of 3D print and carbon fibre, which really shifted the maki toy into a whole new, innovative and exciting direction. And yeah, the main two positives for me was that year one, it was going to be manufactured and built locally, which was a huge positive. And then they're leading on to the potential and what that could mean for New Zealand Māori Arts and Crafts Institute to move into these new spaces, these new exciting and innovative spaces for our maki toy. So that really meant a lot to me, and hopefully it's something that we'll continue into the future. I think as people, as Māori, we're incredibly innovative, and we adopt new technology. You know, we took on pounamu to carve rākau, we took on diamond to carve pounamu, and now we're moving into 3D printing and carbon fibre. So it's really quite exciting, and it really should be encouraged. Protech Stainless, Tony Brentworth and his team, for the outstanding job on the stainless base plates and the 14 steel frigate panels installed by Rob and Bailey. Huge mihi atu ki a koe. Tony, thank you. Mark Pemberton and the team, Nick and Ruben for their great work on the landscaping and rocks, and also to my tauira who all came down and helped move rocks around. And a special shout out to Mills on the forklift, and we couldn't have done it without her exceptional skills moving those rocks. Some positives since the installation is just hearing the positive feedback from the public, you know, interacting with people down there. On the installation day, this koro Pākehā came up to me and he said to me, I think it's absolutely beautiful, and what does it mean? And that really, for me, highlighted what a contemporary shape and form could be. Because I think if it was a po form, some people would just not engage with it, but it sort of, that was my hope actually, that by creating a contemporary shape and form, that the wider community would engage with the form and then want to understand or learn about what it represented and what it meant. So to have that on the installation day was really quite rewarding. To hear from Mike, who said that he was out and he met this 90-year-old kuia, and when he told her that he was working on it, she said she thought it was absolutely wonderful and wanted to give him a hug. You know, to the night when we were down there, and testing out the lights, and this whānau came in with these two young girls, and just the look in their eyes and on their faces, it was just magic to them. They were just like, wow, that's amazing, and just that's so rewarding, you know, to see that, you know, and to hear that feedback. And so, to all the contributors, the sponsors, the donors, the supporters, and too many to mention individually, apologise if I missed anybody, but please know I truly appreciate each of your contributions and support. So hopefully together, we have woven together some of the following concepts and elements: arts, culture, mātauranga Māori, design, engineering, innovation, manufacturing, fabrication, new materials, technology, light, colour, form, imagery, symbolism, kaupapa, kōrero, tribal narrative, history, learning and education, environment, mana whenua, community and collaborations, partnerships both as individuals and organisations into this project that is complex and has many layers, both in narrative and design, that needed courage, determination and tenacity to overcome obstacles and challenges, to deliver, and probably parallels in some ways the epic journey undertaken by Te Kupu and Te Wāta to deliver the whenua Te Ahi. Personally, it's been a journey also, a huge learning curve, demanding mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and artistically. I'm truly humbled to have been able to be part of this kaupapa. Koe anō, ngā mihi nui, ngā mihi a oka. Tēnā whai te kaupapa. Ngātoro-i-rangi!